G'day all, welcome back to A Voice in the Wilderness with Lad from the Woods. This is September 16th, Thursday, 2021. This video and subject is going to be about China and Australia and UK and I guess the United States. I guess that's the three. UK, United States, and China. That's the three countries on one side and then China. Okay. You know, I used to watch lots of things in South Asia because of Vietnam and, growing up as a kid and, being very well knowledgeable about that even as a kid because, the protests and all that stuff was part of our family, especially in 60s era, Ann Arbor, Michigan. There was a lot of stuff going on. Anyways, that was my dad's time in those days. I was just a little kid. But anyways, before I suffice it to say, I realized that, we muck around in South Asia. I'm not in agreement with the Chinese over Taiwan. I think that that should be their own country. I get that China thinks that they have a claim on that, but when people decide to say we're done, okay, China, you got to stop. Are you going to kill everybody? And I don't know if it's the best idea that America by itself gets involved there. That could break to World War III, as China has said. Could be bluffing too. China doesn't have the army or the weaponry that the United States has. Plus, if they get other people alongside of them, China really, I don't think, has a chance. Of course, CNN and all them will panic you and say, blah, 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 blah. But the truth being, I mean, go look at some facts here. Their standing army might be bigger, but the technology is not as good as the States. And there's stuff the States, I'm sure, hasn't showed us. UFO technology, anybody? Guys are laughing now. I have my thing. I do stuff with UFO Twitter, and I also have a channel called UFO Life with Lad from the Woods. So, but anyways, if they haven't shown it. So, and the South China Sea, I disagree with China on that too, because there's other countries like Vietnam, Korea, these other countries that that's part of their whole survival mechanism, and China doesn't have a right to tell anybody they can't go there. And them building those islands there, that's not cool. So, anyways, and I'm not pro-American that way. I just I'm thinking about the other Asian countries there and the people there and their rights being stomped on by another country that does stomp on rights, which is China. But anyways, I guess now what's happening is that the UK and the United States is going to be supplying Australia with nuclear powered subs. Now that doesn't mean nuclear weapons. What it means is nuclear powered. It's just a power plant, okay? And eventually, I mean, all the big aircraft carriers, they're run by smaller nuclear plants. They have started to come up with miniature nuclear plants. They're talking about putting them on ships, built in space, that kind of thing, and run electricity, on a thing like Mars, whatever have you, and then of course they're on vehicles because they run, instead of pumping out all this diesel and stuff. Okay, we get the radiation. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. But we're further ahead with that, and those ships can run for years without having to be refueled or anything. So, anyhow, it's a future. As they're getting it smaller and hopefully cleaner, it's a future technology. Certainly not the best, but there it is. So Australia, is going to have those, and China, oh my God, they're like doing the vapors, pulling up their frilly little dresses, and about bringing nuclear proliferation into the South China Sea, Asian area, all that, and what a complete load of fucking hypocritical fucking nonsense. And I say this to you, China, if anybody from China ever sees that, and I don't hate on the Chinese people. Okay, because I know, and I have lots of friends that are Chinese that moved to this country, and the shit that you see on the news, okay, is not all the time accurate. But the other side of it is that it's not the Chinese people that causes the shit; it's the clowns that have got that country at gunpoint. But that's not for us to interfere or judge or anything. I've always said, unless they come for help, we stay the fuck out of it and let their people decide their future. You know, there's United Nations for them to come to, and let the world decide, not one country or one anything. You know, and if they don't want any help, then say la vie. We're not going to try and change them. Anyways, so, but the hypocritical part and the hypocrisy that is just unbelievable. They're building 299 ICBM missile silos in the Yumi and Ram, what is it, Yumi Desert and Han? I can't remember now how that was spelled. Anyways, you can look that up. And it's like a desert area. There's satellite pictures. I've seen them and everything. Yeah, that's exactly what they're building, just like the States used to have up north, Montana and stuff. Probably still have, for all I know. Not something I check every day. But I'm going like, okay, so you're going to say that about a submarine that is not anything, well, at least as far as we know, they're not lying to us, is not carrying nuclear weapons on that submarine. Would it be capable of it? Probably. But then so are their submarines. I don't know. Do they even have submarines? I gotta check that one out, guys. But anyway, I expect they do. But I mean, to say that, now you're going to tell people like the United States, well, Australia can't have something? Why? Who the fuck are you, China? It's the same as I say to the States. Who the fuck are you to decide what's what? If somebody wants to sell Australia a nuclear-powered sub, well, that's their fucking business. Okay? It's not yours, China. Don't start what the United States is doing here. You want to squawk about the nuclear proliferation? Well, let's talk about those missile silos that you're going to be loading up with nukes that can hit America or Australia or Japan or Russia or Europe. Okay? You want to talk about that, China? You stop putting that construction all down there, then you can come and complain about a nuclear-powered sub, not a nuclear-armed sub, okay, and be legitimate. But you're projecting just like Trump used to do, and you're playing the same game as the United States plays, and I find that pathetic that you're playing their game, and I've sat back and watched this shit, and frankly, I'm tired of them. I'm tired of the Americans, and I feel bad for the Taiwanese. They just want to keep making money, doing their things, raising their kids, feeding their, and partying and doing whatever else they do in Taiwan. And they used to make a lot of stuff back in the day, and they probably still do. So, I mean, that's all they want to do. But it's not the Americans' business to help them either. Now, selling them weapons and all that, hey, Russia could be doing that. What are they going to say then? China to Russia, right on their fucking border, which has a lot of fucking nukes. A lot more nukes than China, okay? Americans and the Russians, they got most of the nukes in this world. So anyways, I just don't know who China thinks the fuck they are. You want to be a world power, the way you've been doing it has been financially. I mean, kind of want to stick with that, don't you? Do you really want to go nose to the American military? And if you think that they're suddenly gonna, here it is, China. You're lending America all this money so that they can stick all this money into buying shit that you're selling them, that they put into weapons that they now decide they're going to point at you. Now, that's a pretty bad, sad thing, and I don't like it. But you know what, China? You do the same fucking thing as them. So you're hypocrites, okay? You leader Z, whatever your name is there, you're a fucking hypocrite. Your newspapers are hypocritical, just like the Americans, okay? Washington Post is no different than the People's China Daily. They're just government mouthpieces, okay? And anybody outside of that fucking world can see that, hear that, and know that without even trying. So, fuck you, China, on that one. And leave the Australians alone. It's their fucking business. They want to go out and buy fucking 100 F-35s and waste their money? Let them do it. You'll say something then as you're building all new planes. So yeah, China, you don't got anything to stand on when it comes to being higher than thou than the Americans, or the Russians for that matter, who have actually been smart enough to stay out of the whole fucking thing. So fuck off, China. How do you like me now? Fuck you, Z. Fuck you, you hypocritical newspapers. As for the Chinese people, get these people the fuck out of there, brothers and sisters, and let's get to making money, you know, and you guys need to start helping with Elon Musk, and we've got to start sending a lot more ships in the air, and you guys are good at building that shit. So anyway, there you go, Chinese people. And to the Chinese people in Canada, I don't look at you at Chinese. You're Asian, Chinese, yes, but yeah, you know, your genes, your blood, but you're Canadians, okay? And brothers and sisters, you got to agree with me. They're acting like the United States, and that can't be either. Okay? And listen, I'm against what Canada did to China. They had no business listening to the United States and arresting that lady from the big phone company. You know, we did the United States bidding. I'm really unhappy about that, my fellow South Asian friends. And our prime minister made a boo-boo there. That lady should have been allowed to go back to her country. If they didn't want her in the country, well, then deport her. But to throw her in the jail at the behest of the American government, no, man, not cool. It's the same thing with Wikipedia guy there, and Ed Snowden, you know, Julian Assange, Wikipedia guy, so I'm against that totally. And any prime minister that continues to do that should hear squawking from the entire country. It's none of our business. And like I said, you know, lots of bad actors here in Canada, and they get deported. Okay? If Canada, the government thinks, well, you're a bad actor, they can throw you out, you know, and that's that. And if you're not like a full Canadian, you know, a permanent resident, visitor, whatever, you don't have any rights to stay here. If the government says you go, you go. And so if they wanted her gone, you know, then she'd have been gone. And I don't think she was a full Canadian citizen. She must have been a Chinese citizen, because her whole life and company, she lives in Vancouver, but then so lots of Chinese business people. And not all of them are criminals, if she's a criminal at all, because I don't know. But for us to do the United States busy with that, that's fucked. So, and of course now we got 2 or 3 or more people in China, you know, that are suffering because of this stupidity. And these people, you know, and now if somebody gets arrested over there that's Canadian, you know, ain't going to go well for them. And this is what we've done to ourselves. And that's very American-like. And I don't think as Canadians we should be approving that. You know, turn that girl loose at the American border, or give her fucking airplane ticket straight to fucking Beijing, and that's that. Sell her house, send her money, or whatever, or seize her house, whatever you want to do, RCMP. But I mean, like, this is shit that we don't need in our backyard. So anyways, like I said, this is not about my my Chinese brothers and sisters. It's about their government and the hypocrisy that they're doing the same as the United States. So whether it's Biden, Trump, or whoever. Okay, so thanks for coming on this one. Appreciate it. Coming on, all that didn't sound right. Thanks for coming to see the video. And please like, share, subscribe, whatever. It always helps me. If you like what you see, I can always use a donation or 3. buymeacoffee.com/ladfromthewoods. And all that information is at the back on the cards. You can also find my videos here on YouTube and here on Rumble. Yeah, the new one that's taken on YouTube. No censorship. Alex Jones wants to be there. Alex Jones stays. Okay? If Lad from the Woods wants to stay there, Lad from the Woods stays. Glenn Greenwald is there and is staying. Both sides of the ledger. None of this bullshit like YouTube. All right, folks? Be good. You can't be good. Be good at being bad. Be lucky and be cool. It's going to change it around for that one. Eh? Catch you on your own.